What's up, world? I'm Cameron McKinney, and this is PopCulture Spotlight, a podcast about the most polarizing and underrated actor of this generation, Shia LaBeouf, and the movie Happiest Season. Now let's switch gears and talk about the holiday comedy Happiest Season. Here's a quick synopsis. Harper invites her girlfriend Abby to spend the holidays with her family in an attempt to get her to enjoy Christmas. The problem? She has not come out to her family, and they have to hide their relationship. This is a film I've waited forever to watch. I first heard about a gay comedy starring Kristen, Stewart, and Mackenzie Davis, and because of how big of fans I am of them as actresses, this was a movie I waited forever to come out, and I'm glad to say it lived up to the hype. I think it's one of the best movies of the year, and it's one of the best comedies to come out in quite a long time. Let's talk about all the things I liked about Happiest Season, and let's start with Kristen Stewart. She proves she's not too serious to be in a comedy. I hear that all the time. Kristen Stewart is not funny. And I think if you watch a movie like Charlie's Angels, you can come to that belief because of the use of her. I mean, Charlie's Angels is asking Kristen Stewart to be the comedic relief for that movie. In this movie, she just gets to be around a bunch of funny people and occasionally be funny, which she's capable of doing. It's a much better use of her comedic skills than Charlie's Angels. And what this movie does that Charlie's Angels doesn't is it lets Kristen Stewart be the movie star, not just be a supporting character. That movie tried to make Kristen Stewart a supporting character. This movie lets her be a movie star who occasionally gets to be funny. And again, she's been funny at times. Just watch the movie Adventureland with her and Jesse Eisenberg. I think that movie is seriously funny at times. This movie knows what it has in Kristen Stewart. It has a movie star. And it also has Mackenzie Davis, who I really like. She's so good in movies like The Martian and What If. Her best performance so far has been in the movie Tully. If you have not seen Jason Reitman's film Tully, starring Charlize Theron and Mackenzie Davis, what are you doing? Go watch that movie immediately. I think she's on the cusp of being a movie star. She was in the latest Terminator movie that didn't go so well, but I think we all agree Mackenzie Davis is a special kind of performer. There's been a lot of media criticism about the character that she plays in this movie, Harper, but nobody is saying that Mackenzie Davis gives a bad performance, because she surely does not. Then you have Dan Levy, who proves his comedic persona can be effective outside of Schitt's Creek. He's hilarious in this movie. It's the best supporting performance in a comedy this year, and one of the best supporting performances, period. I would love Dan Levy to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars. I don't think it's going to happen, and again, this guy already got so many Emmys for Schitt's Creek, but I think it would be fantastic if this performance got accolades. This movie also has two really well-known comedic actresses, Alison Brie from Glow and Community, and Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Recreation and Legion. No one ever talks about how good Aubrey Plaza is in the show Legion. But first off, with Alison Brie, I think she's so believable as the try-hard sister to Harper. She fits so much better in comedies than she does in dramas. Like, I talked about her in the horror film The Rental, and I didn't like Alison Brie's performance in that movie, but I thought she fits so much better in a holiday comedy like Happiest Season. She was just built to be a comedic movie star. And then with Aubrey Plaza, she's so good in this movie. It's not a big part, but she makes the most of it, and her scenes with Kristen Stewart are incredible, and so many people are talking about their dynamic in this movie, how her character should have been the one who ends up with Kristen Stewart. And I don't quite agree with those takes, but I do agree with the take that Aubrey Plaza should have gotten a bigger role in this movie. Let's talk about the director and writers of this movie, Clea Duvall and co-writer Mary Holland. They made a near perfect movie with Happiest Season, and has a great sense of humor. There's one particular scene that I laughed out loud at, and it was a scene where Timothy Simons and Laura Laupkis play mall cops. It's hilarious. But what I like most about the movie is its sincerity and relatability. You don't need to be coming out to your parents to relate to this movie. Anyone can relate to this idea that you're trying to live up to who your parents think you are as a person, and that's what Mackenzie Davis's character Harper is doing in this movie. She doesn't care about her own expectations of herself as a human. She's caring way too much about what her parents and her siblings think of her as a human being. Even at her age, she's still dealing with that struggle. And I think think that struggle is relatable, no matter if you're coming out as gay to your parents or just being a regular human being. This movie is really sincere and really relatable on a human level, and not a lot of holiday comedies are. And then you have the best scene of this movie where Dan Levy gives an incredible speech to Kristen Stewart that reminded me of the speech that Michael Stuhlbarg gives to the Timothée Chalamet character in Call Me By Your Name. That speech is so incredible, and this speech made by Dan Levy is equally incredible, and it's the reason why, like I said before, he should get nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Performance. I mean, that's what a supporting performance is. You're there for a bit, and then you have one scene where you completely steal the movie, and that's what Dan Levy did in that scene. It was so heartfelt that even if you were the Grinch, you would think that that moment was so special and unique. That moment was incredible, and I think it made this whole movie worth watching. Even though I liked the movie up until that point, that speech made me absolutely love this film and love Dan Levy's performance. That being said, there was one issue I have with the movie is I'm not sure that Harper's actions in this movie are easily forgivable, but I understand that it's a rom-com, so that the two characters have to get together. Also, another nitpick I have is Harper's family reaction. By the end of the movie, it's positive about Harper coming out, and they are full of acceptance, and I liked it, but how realistic is it? Again, it's a feel-good movie, so it's going to end well for all, and I'm perfectly okay with that, and it makes the movie more enjoyable, but again, how realistic is it? And again, I get that these rom-coms are never realistic, and I have so many more issues with other romantic comedies that I'm fine with Abby and Harper ending up together and their families fully acceptance of that. Like, that's fine, but it's not really realistic of how I think that this would play out in real life. But overall, I really did enjoy this movie, and not a lot of comedies are shining right now, and in recent years, there haven't been that many memorable movies about the holidays, but this movie is the exception. For both, it's a comedy that will make you laugh and a holiday movie that you will probably want to watch once a year. I think it's that good of a movie. So many people are talking about this movie. It's already become super popular, I feel like, and that's a good sign that we are accepting of movies like this. That is a really, really good sign, because I want to see as many diverse films as possible. I don't want to see the same old thing, and Happiest season is far from the same old thing. You get to see two gay characters fall in love, and it's perfectly okay by the end, and I think that's really powerful, even if it's in a silly holiday comedy. The fact that well-known actors were willing to be in this movie is a really good sign. Kristen Stewart, Mackenzie Davis, Dan Levy, I mean, again, these people are really popular right now, and they will get people to watch a movie like this. Aubrey Plaza, Alison Brie, they've been in some of the most well-known comedies. This movie is full of stars, and it will get people to watch this movie, and this movie is definitely worth watching. I think sometimes we forget that you can make comedies that are both funny and about something important, and I think this movie is funny and also about something pretty important, about somebody accepting who they are as a person. Again, not everyone is in agreement about how this movie ends with Harper and Abby, Mackenzie Davis and Kristen Stewart's character ending up together, but that's okay. I think it's fun for a movie like this to have discourse. I think it's fun that people will argue about this movie, and I think it's fun that more people will check out this movie, because I definitely think this movie is definitely worth checking out. I definitely recommend you watch Happiest season. Thanks for listening to this edition of Pop Culture Spotlight. I'm Cameron McKinney. There'll be a new episode of the podcast every Thursday on Apple Podcasts and iTunes, and this week I put the spotlight on actor Shia LaBeouf in the movie Happiest season. Next week I'm putting the spotlight on actress Tessa Thompson and the latest film from David Fincher, Mank, starring Gary Oldman. So tune into that, and please rate, review, and subscribe.